Hey everybody, it is Kurt Thompson, Trumpet Champions, and man, oh man, the time has flown by so fast. We're already halfway through the first month of the new year, but Happy New Year to you guys anyway. This is just an update on Trumpet Champions Fundraiser, and a big shout out and thank you to the people that went ahead and pulled the trigger and donated. In fact, let's take care of that right away. So if they're watching, we don't want them to be forced to watch a couple of minutes of video if they just want to hear their name mentioned. So here we go. I got a list. I had to write it out because it was a little bit complicated. We have donations that came in from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, on our website, trumpetchampions.org, via classy.org, and then Indiegogo. Indiegogo was a big one. But let me just read them out. I'm not going to give away their driver's license or social security. I'll just say their first name and last initial. So here we go. And these are just in random order, no specific order. Dave B. And Dave gave via our site, trumpetchampions.org, which is processed by classy.org. Francesco G. And Francesco gave via our site, which is also processed by classy.org. Robert H. Gotta love it. Old school. Sent in a personal check to the address that you can easily find on our website, 3615 Franklin Ave. But go text 76710. Send it right there. We got it. And thanks so much, Robert. Really appreciate you going the extra mile to fill that out and drive it to the post office. It was appreciated. Oh, dear old mom. Sent in just under $100 at YouTube. So thanks, Mom. I appreciate that. How about that? My mom sent in a little something. I think she started to feel sorry for me after a while on this particular fundraiser. And if you don't know why, I'll probably allude to that here at the very end. So thanks, Mom, for that. Appreciate that. I have to thank myself. I sent in originally 125 on Facebook and 125 on Indiegogo. But then, as you know, I had to stop and suspend the original Indiegogo fundraiser because it was just dead. And I waited until Christmas to restart it. So I'm just kind of kidding about thanking myself, but because I put in a lot more than 125. I mean, most of the money that I spent up until now for Trumpet Champions, yeah, that's me. When we don't have any money or don't have enough, it just comes right out of my pocket. Dom P. Dominic, aka Dom P, sent in. Let me look at. I think it was Facebook. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Dom. I really appreciate it on Facebook. Stephen S. sent in on Indiegogo. Thank you, Stephen. Oh, Dom again. Dominic B. Appreciate it. Sent in on Indiegogo. Paul M. Thank you, Paul. Sent in on. Let me double check. I believe it was Indiegogo. Yes, Paul. Thank you. Paul donated on Indiegogo, our main fundraiser. Rich S. donated on Indiegogo. And a lot of these people, not all of them, but a good portion are either current students or former students. So I appreciate the loyalty. That means that you're able to just see around the corner and see that something great might happen with this. So thanks, Rich. Mark I. Make sure I get that right. Yes. Mark I on Indiegogo. Thank you so much, Mark. Appreciate it. Darian R on Indiegogo. Thank you, Darian. Okay, this guy has a hyphenated name, so let me figure out how the best way to do this. Todd H.S. on Indiegogo. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it. And I'm probably going to butcher how the spelling of this name is. I think he's from Norway, which is kind of interesting because I'm half Norwegian. Our family side came from Bergen, Norway. And I've been to Bergen, but I'm not familiar with his first name. I'm just going to try to go for it anyway. Mihai S. Mihai S., thank you for donating on Indiegogo. Rusty A. Rusty A. Thanks so much for your donation and support on Indiegogo. This next one, sometimes I get confused on the name. I believe it's probably Brad S., but I think maybe either it's an alias or possibly a middle name. But I have it down as William, so I'll put down. I think he goes by Brad from an email I got recently. So William Brad And what I get the last name? Let's see here. S. Okay, so William, aka Brad S. Thank you. That was on Indiegogo. And then, oh, we got a generous and double dipping, double scoop of extra donations from 2 individuals that I'm really going to appreciate. And one of them, I think this is like a triple scoop here. So Paul M. Thanks again for another contribution. And Paul didn't make small contributions. He made some sizable contributions. And we got a double scoop from you, Paul. Really appreciate it. Again, on Indiegogo. So thanks, Paul. And this guy, I believe, a triple scoop. So another donation by Dominic P. And this is also another sizable donation, and it came on Indiegogo. So, well, you really went to bat for us, Dom, and also Paul. I mean, several donations just in the same fundraiser. I really appreciate that. That means you kind of think like I do. You can kind of see further than just around the corner as to what possibly might happen with Trumpet Champions. Okay, let me catch my breath. By the way, did you see that it's a gorgeous day here in Waco? It's a Saturday, January 14th, 2023. I almost said 2022. And it's, you see me with a little sweater on, but really it's not that cold. It's in the 60s. It got cold last night, but it's blue sky, sunny. Just like picture perfect golfing weather. If I was a millionaire, I probably would be out golfing, not making this video. So anyway, but I'm making this video and I'm enjoying doing it because it's so pleasant outside. What else can I tell you, folks? Okay, so I alluded to something about the fundraiser, and maybe even my mom feeling sorry. The first fundraiser we did, we got close to $7,500, and that's when we didn't have anything, folks. I mean, no auditions, no people considering getting in, nothing to play, no website, no tax exempt status with the IRS, no 501c3, no almost anything. And we really did good. We got pretty close to what we were trying to go for, which was $10,000 that year. That was 2020 going into 2021. And so we were able to do a lot with that and make a lot of progress that year. The next fundraiser was 2021 going into 2022. And that one we were trying to go for $12,500, and it kind of slipped. So from $12,500, we came in with around $4,400 and change. And that was the year I was promising we're going to have enough money to get things going, get these people involved. Folks, it turned out to not be that much money, because the general expenses, you know, I'm just new to organizing all this, comes kind of close to that. So it really ended up not being even close. If we'd had the $12,500, yeah, it would have been everything that we needed. And pardon the shaking of the camera. I got it on a big, kind of a curved stick here. So that's why it's shaking around when I move around. Okay, so you can see the degradation there. 7,500, boom, good. We got stuff done with that. Came close to 10K. The next fundraiser, trying to go for 12,500, way off the mark on that one. Got 4,400, and really, it just basically paid a lot of our expenses and was able to do some different things with it. Finish up a few arrangements. Couldn't get liftoff. Let's see what else. And then this fundraiser, ooh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This fundraiser, I had stopped it, and I started it, and then I stopped it because there was just no interest. And then I started it back on Christmas. It seemed like it started to take off a little bit. We really needed the $12,500. Around $8,000 or $9,000 of that would have gone to do the recording session, hire 2 videographers, recording engineer, and an editor, and then pay for everybody, you know, a total of 9 people, including myself, to spend almost a whole day. Morning, noon, afternoon, a little early evening, making a nice video medley with great audio to be able to show you guys how we're sounding, what this is going to sound like, but also more importantly, the funders, the foundations, the grant makers, so they could see and hear and have a more physical idea of what's going on. But I don't know what happened. I even put out there in an email, is it the economy? Are people just not being generous this year? Is it the inflation? Is it the wonderful, wonderful work that Joe Biden, president, and his cabinet and staff are doing at the border, and doing all around? I mean, you know, about crime, and is it that? And people say, "Oh, I'm not trusting what's going on," or one of my students, actually 2. that kind of had the same kind of theme. And they said, Kurt, I was on board with you at the beginning big time. The second time, a little bit. But this time we were expecting to see something. I mean, we want to see you get out there and play. We want to see the group. What's that group going to sound like with these different arrangements? And, you know, we want to get a little taste of what you're doing. And very disappointed when you started the fundraiser, but we couldn't follow a rehearsal. We couldn't follow a performance that you may have done. And so now they weren't being critical to offend me. I opened myself up that because I wanted anybody's opinion, even if it was on the critical side. And it got me thinking, yeah, I could see how some people are thinking that. They don't know what I'm seeing from this end, which is a lot of challenge. Trying to get, remember, I put this in one of the fundraising videos. Folks, this is not the group called Almost Trumpet Champions. Okay? This is not your mom and pop community semi-pro band that meets at your church on Monday nights, that meets at the Elks Club, that meets at the Rotary Club, the Chamber Club, the Mason, whatever. Nothing like that. This is not some kind of community band where we're going to fool around and play a little bit here and there. This is a band that I want to be able to put right up. Let's just say it. The pinnacle of nonprofit ensembles is Wynton Marsalis's Jazz at Lincoln Center. And when I say the pinnacle, because they're able to raise sometimes tens of millions of dollars in a year. In fact, I just saw on their website. You can go to it, Jazz at Lincoln Center, JALK or JALC. They got like $28 million in grants for last year, which is amazing. And then I thought, well, I wonder if Wynton's doing pretty good with that. So I got their 990s, and I'm looking and saying, wait a minute. Wynton got close with all the bonuses and his regular pay of $2.2 million. He made close to $3 million, just that we know about. That was 2021. So I mean that blows my mind, folks. That is the pinnacle of where we would like to take Trumpet Champions. And this is not wannabe Trumpet Champions. This is a group that I want to go right up against Canadian Brass. We can go right up against Wynton's big band, or even a scaled down big band, and have people's jaw drop and crash on the floor and go, oh my God, Trumpet Champions killed it and killed everybody. Holy shit. Yeah, that's what my vision is. So can't do it on 1200. In fact, here's how it's going to play out right now. With the $1,200 that we got, a little bit more than that, we're running on fumes, and we're probably going to be completely out of gas. I'd say probably by the end of the school year, sometime around Memorial Day, sometime in June. And I've already toned down some of our expenses on the skinning. So obviously, what I'm trying to say is there's no chance that we can get any musicians and pay them to travel, parking fees, gas, for their time, all this stuff. It's just, I mean, we're talking about the best musicians, you know, the professionals at the top of the heap. And some of them may have an hour commute, you know, hopefully not longer than that. But I mean, they're just not able to do it for nothing, you know. So no chance that we're going to be able to get this going, at least right away. The silver lining of all this is I got several grant writers actively writing grants for us right now. I put up a posting on Indeed.com that we're searching for grant writers, and we got it. So I'm very proud to say we got grant writers, about 8 of them. Trying to get maybe up to 10 grant writers to get us going. Now that could change things around. That could really change things around for us. So anyway, the beautiful day here. That is a silver lining here on a kind of a black cloud. Running out of money, running on fumes. If we get a couple of good grants in, then we could hire some of the best professionals and have that day in the recording studio. And I'm envisioning a recording studio that has a small stage, maybe a little performing area, real tiny, but just where we get up on the stage and with some lighting and make it a good video for you guys to watch. And then based on that, we'll see where it goes, and if we can get some of these people to actually stick with the group and get things going. But it's all about the money, folks. It's all about the money when you're talking about the best players. Alright guys, Happy New Year. Hope you enjoyed this update video. I'll catch you in the next one, hopefully with more good news. See you then. Oh yeah, some people asked about the little fuzz on my face. You see that? Look at that, it's kind of coming in all white, isn't it? You know, in another 10 years, when I hit the big 5-0, I could probably do a fundraiser as Santa Claus. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Coming in all white. I'll give you 10 more years, folks. And yeah, I'll be doing one of the Trumpet Champions fundraisers with a full Santa Claus beard.